If there's one word I would wish to describe what I would come out of here with, is confidence.
I have been here for a week, about 3 weeks to go, but I can say this program is, and so far has been phenomenal.
It's extraordinary. Yes, extraordinary.
Honestly, I would say this is the best program that I could have ever chosen.
But you can tell us.
Welcome to Cohort 2 of the Africa Internship Public Interest and Peace Program.
Actually, what I've admired so much about the program is the quality of the facilitators. I mean, the facilitators we have, they are doctors, professors, and they are so friendly so that you feel that you're at home.
It is an intense program, having been here for a week already, and I think it's helpful. It's making me see things from very different perspectives, owing to the fact that we have different jurisdictions around. At first I thought it was not as intense as I thought, but hey, it's a Sunday and I'm just from class. The facilitators are amazing, they are very interactive with us, and in as much as this time we've had to do a lot of online, there's still that personal touch you'd feel from every single facilitator, and it's something I would recommend to any advocate or any person that wishes to do public interest.
It's not common that you find programs that combine knowledge enhancement, skills development, and exposure all at the same time. I have gained a lot of knowledge, not only of public interest litigation and human rights in Uganda, but in the entire region, in Tanzania and Kenya. And learning this from people who are doing it, who are doing the practical work, I just can't wait to go back and put this knowledge that I have acquired to use. So far I have learned, I think the best way to learn is actually to do. And I also think the best way to learn is to compare. So I'm short of words to describe how deep this is.
The 6 days so far have, in a way, changed my life professionally. Because, a case in point, yesterday we were able to carry out a moot, and I am pleased to say I was amongst the council who are representing Zanzibar in a constitutional petition. And that experience, from research to drafting the pleadings to arguing the matters in court to receiving judgment, has been one of a kind. And I believe my life will be changed at the end of the 3 remaining weeks, because in the first day I was asked on the success what my success metric will be regarding this course, and then I said success to me would be being confident when it comes to instituting a matter or following up a matter concerning public interest litigation. And based on the moot yesterday and today, I believe that my confidence has been built so far, and I can't wait to see what the next 3 weeks will bring.
And then, as much as we are saying that funding doesn't influence, it does. It does. Funding because if you withdraw your funding or you cut your funding, then the court has no fund.
So and also, how can they make sure you pay?
Exactly.
Like, okay, let's say you're a tier 2 country.
if you don't pay, do they kick you out? Like, what's the rule? They should keep you
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, do they attach
They won't
government
help you in
property?
terms of
Like,
need
you
in
will?
future, probably.
They come and just take
Like,
the
what
president's
happens?
helicopter
Yeah.
for the
Do
last
attach?
3 years. Because even those state reports that they're supposed to send, they don't send.
They don't send.
Like, I think there's no country that's up to date with their state reports. So why are we?
And what Neema said is actually true. Why can't they issue the sanctions or what? They don't.
Am I impose
Sanctions
sanctions
affect
on states?
normal people, you know that.
In fact, I had sandwich. Yes, I was sandwiched by Kenyan lady. Brenda, Sharon.
This week I really liked the session on sorry. I need to grow up. Sorry. This week I really liked the session on strategic litigation and timeliness. So we're talking about how to make sure our matters are timely and how to know when to institute a case, when not to institute a case. And it was very applicable to me because my project case may not be timely, but then it also gave me the idea of maybe creating timeliness. Like if there might not be organic hype, but you can create hype around your matter, or alternatively just do your matter in secret and then create hype around the decision that follows, particularly for super contentious issues. So that was very eye-opening for me, and yeah, it gave me something to kind of peg my practicum on, and hopefully I'll be able to apply what I've learned and make a difference.
So what are the basic steps when it comes to litigating at the court? I have condensed them into one track, but you essentially have filing of the case. That's the actual process by which you file your papers. At the court, this is either physical or it can be electronic. So the court allows electronic filing. And then the next important stage when you come and look at the rules are preliminary review by the registrar. So after you filed your case, if you have made certain technical or procedural omissions, your case may not be registered because the registrar has the discretion to say you forgot to attach X document, or we require the further information before we register your case.
Week 2 has been quite intense. I'm happy to have met quite a number of personalities from Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania who have taught us a number of issues from the region on human rights and the law. And I must say this week has been quite thrilling. The program has exposed me to different members from the different East African countries, their background and their culture and how they practice the law and human rights, which has widened my perspective on how I see the practice of law and human rights in East Africa. And I can't wait to go home to put this thing at work.
was requested by the institution organizing the East African Emerging Advocates Public Interest training to introduce to them the working of the African human rights system, which in brief involves the African human rights architecture, or rather the institutions established by African countries to monitor, promote and protect human rights in Africa.
It's been a very, very exciting program. I was mentioning to several people that it's the only program I know of its kind that is able to sequester a class for this period of time and to really ensure that they dedicate sufficient time to the program. It's also been a very interesting group of enthusiastic and a diverse crowd with lots of ideas, and positive, generally very positive and optimistic.
However, for me, the biggest lesson from this week is the fact that right now I know I have been empowered with the knowledge and skills to practice in different African courts outside the Kenyan jurisdiction, which is something I did not know at the beginning, but right now I feel confident. I feel like I have the skills, I have the knowledge, and I definitely have the courage to take on any case that will lead me to go to the African Court or the African Commission.
Kwa hiyo hii program ni nzuri na tunaomba tena endelee kuongeza wigo kwa watu wengi kuja kusoma, nchi nyingine ziongezeke ili Afrika iweze kunufaika zaidi kwa program hizi. Asante.
But otherwise I found the students very active and conscious of their duties and serious in their work. That's what I would say about the program this year around.
What to take?
The training is really amazing. It ties in with the work that I do as a human rights defender and lawyer. And I am happy that I'm getting the practical touch of how public interest is done. And I'm hoping at the end of this training, I'll be an amazing public interest lawyer.
So I'm very proud that we've managed finally to pull together the second cohort of the East Africa Emerging Public Interest Advocates Program. This year's cohort and the running of the training has been particularly special for us. It has indeed been one of the most difficult projects we've ever had to implement. In the face of COVID-19, it became very difficult to mobilize, to organize people. We went through a tough time last year because after we had dispatched the first cohort, immediately COVID-19 arrived officially in East Africa, and it really just broke down our programming altogether. We couldn't get the fellows to complete their practicum on time, and therefore we had to postpone a lot of the activities, including holding their closing seminars in January. So we only had about an 8-day gap between the closing of the first cohort and the launch of the second cohort. You can imagine that we were already quite exhausted by then. But I'm very proud of the team behind this. The program coordinator, Belina, and the assistant program coordinator, Adela, I think did an incredible job of just putting this team together and getting the program together. We had underestimated the investment we would need to make in technology to really get a good program rolling, because about 40% of all our faculty was not willing to travel to Arusha given everything that is going on with COVID-19. So we've had to do a lot of improvising, a lot of flexibility needed to be made to allow for all our faculty to attend to the program without much difficulty. I am really, really proud of what the faculty was able to do despite the difficulties, those who weren't able to travel and whatnot. I think certainly despite all the odds, this year's cohort has proved to us, where there's a will, there's a way. And there's every evidence of growth in the program. Looking at the size of the faculty, the number of people we're able to pull together, the quality of the fellows, I think compared to last year, this year we had a much higher quality of the fellows. I'm not saying that last year's cohort, the fellows went up to the mark, but I think this year, for some reason, we had fellows who were really dedicated to the program, who really understood or seemed to understand the expectations of the program, but also the faculty, I think because they've had the experience of last year, created a program that was so robust and so rigorous and so demanding that they really put the fellows on their toes. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, fellows couldn't really enjoy the city of Arusha, this beautiful city where the program is being hosted. Although we did, have a few outdoor activities that allowed them to explore the areas nearby. But I still think they had fun, and I really hope that they created a lot of memories that they will cherish for a very long time. We had a very successful valedictorian panel of 3 former Chief Justices from the 3 jurisdictions that we're working in, Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda, and I think that was really outstanding. And I really hope going forward we can continue to build on the program. I'm so excited about what we are going to achieve with this second cohort, whilst we work with the first cohort to build the alumni network. I think given the intensity that we have seen from the current cohort, we are going to see a very successful practicum by the fellows. And I do hope that they continue to embrace, the spirit, the character that they demonstrated here. I hope they stay the course. I hope, they continue to commit to the cause. And I hope, in the end, when they look back, they will all appreciate that it was all worth it. I want to thank the faculty for all of their hard work, those who weren't able to come through for just, persevering through, hours of online training. And I know it hasn't been easy, but I want to appreciate their effort. I want to appreciate our donors who made this possible, the U.S. State Department, the Embassy of the United States in Dar es Salaam, the Embassy of Denmark in Dar es Salaam as well, Wellsprings Advisors, and the Ford Foundation, who supported us last year, for just making this possible. It has not been easy. We have been through a rough patch towards the end of last year. We weren't certain how and if we could roll this program out, but in the end, it's turned out, quite beautiful. I'm very, very proud of what we've been able to achieve. But I also hope that this demonstrates to all our partners, how far we can go. As small an institution as we are, our ambitions are pretty big, and I hope that others will believe in this ambition and invest in it. So I think overall, I leave the end of this residency of the second cohort with a lot of satisfaction, and I hope others will also attest to the achievement we've been able to make. Thank you very much.